Okay, so you've seen the gameplays. One win, one loss. Well, one draw and one loss. But it is what it is. And piloting a deck in an actual format, competitive, that wasn't either what do you call it, DCGO bot playing. Basically, yeah. Sakuyamon. Start off with the eggs. Viximon from structure deck. When you play an option card with the plug-in trait or the Amethyst Mandela, I'm never going to say this new unBGG. I just can't pronounce it. It's my dyslexia. It just doesn't want to read it. But yeah, whenever you play any of those option cards with those traits, you get to reduce the which costs up to 3. Kind of broken. Pretty damn good. Then we have went back to EX2, running 2 copies of the Renamon, just because it finds anything in our line as well apart from itself, and it does help us pick up a Rika during the search as well. So, and the inheritable for the gain of memory, you know, whenever you play an option card with 2 or more, it does come up. It comes up in hand. It's handy. Brian doesn't want to use actual words today, which is great. Apologies for the glare, we're using a big light today. They were running 4 copies of BT17. Same again, it's so we can have 6 searchers. Reveal top 3, add anything apart from myself on the line, and the Rika or 2 cost option card among them to the hand. So this does allow us to grab our option cards or a Rika, so happy days. Then, because I still don't know about it, I'm running 2 of the Renamon from the structure deck. When moving and on play, you trash card in your hand, and you get to add any of the new plug-in trait option cards or the Amethyst Mandela. So you get the recycle, which is pretty good. Then we are running 2 copies of the X antibody. On play, when digivolving, return 1 option card from your hand with a plugin in its name from the draft. Just to help recycle even more. I didn't quite go through the inheritables because I kind of just jumped the gun. When you play an option card from the BT17, -1 security. When you play an option card, -2k to one of your opponent's Digimon. Barrier. And when we get to the option cards, I want to kind of show a funny play with my tech options. On the rookie, our champions are running only 8. We're running for the BT19 and for the structure deck. Just for when digivolving, if one of your chambers, play out a Rika. Inheritable, -2 whenever we use an option card. So you can tell this deck is more of a DP reduction more than anything. Or barrier with the QB1 here, inheritable from the structure deck. When moving and when digivolving, so it makes me very comfortable just to digivolve this in the back for 2, then raise, get the search, add any of the cards, including our Renamons. So anything from our line, or an option card, or a Rika. So everything and anything that's in this deck is searchable from this. Absolutely fantastic. Then on their level 5s, 2 copies of BT17, 3 copies of the structure deck. So we'll do the BT17 first. Barrier. When digivolving, I can use an option card that is yellow or plug-in from our hand, reducing the play cost by 2. So it lets us use the new plugins for 1, the old plugins for 0, or any of our option cards, just reducing it by 2. When attacking inheritable, pretty much same thing. Main. I would love to. I took a space out for a different card in here, which did come up in handy. Here that I would have ran this a 4. On play when digivolving of the new Talmon from the structure deck. One of your opponent's Digimon gets a Can't activate when Digivolving effects and minus 3000 to the same Digimon. And then when attacking, you can use one of the option cards for plug-in trait or the Amethyst Mandela trait from either your hand or your tamer without paying the cost. Then end of attack inheritable. By trashing the top card of your security, one of your Digimon with Sakuyamon in its name can unsuspend. Very, very good. Then we're running a lot of one-offs. This is BT17 Sakuyamon that Digivolves on top of Maiden Mode for the cost of 1 or for the cost of 3 onto any of our level 5s. When Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6000. Then you can use a option card from your hand with plug-in or that is yellow, reducing it with play cost 5 or lower. And then if you do, this one actually gains immunity from your opponents. Their effects can't return this Digimon to your hand or deck. So unless they're putting it in the security or de-digivolving it, this is staying on the board. Then we're running one copy of the BT19. Same again, cost 3 or 1 on top of Maid Mode. When Digivolving, draw 2, then you get to play an option card with 5 or less from your hand without paying the cost. And if you do, all turns, when you use an option card, or your turn effect, sorry, you get to play a Pipe Fox blocker token. Then we're running only 2 copies of the Ace. When Digivolving, one play when Digivolving when attacking, once per turn. Same again, cost of 3 or 1 on top of the main mode. You get to play out the Pipe Fox blocker token. And you get to use an option card with plug-in and its traits or the Amethyst Mandela. It does have alliance, so if you're using this with the new Talmon, you trash top of security and suspend, then you can swing a security, trigger the alliance with the blocker token that you just played, and do 2 more checks. Then we're running 2 of the new maiden modes. Digivolves on top of Sakuyamon for the cost of 1, or any of our level 5s for the cost of 4. So if we do run this, this is the only card that we have in hand as our level 6. We can like swing with Talmon, use one of the plugins, trigger the inheritable, Digivolve for the cost of 1, and into this main mode. On play when Digivolving, you can use one of the option cards, like the Amethyst Mandela or plug-in trait from your hand or tamer without paying the cost. And then if you use an option card, so it doesn't even have to be the plug-in traits or the Amethyst, like memory boost, scramble, training, HPD if you're running green in it, just anything. You can place one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP to the bottom of their security and trash the top. And that's an alternate effect. So even if this is still on board, your opponent can't get rid of it because Amethyst is in security and they just go for the security effect. Then we can trigger the alternate effect because the security stack was removed by checking. It does the same thing. Then 2 copies of the new X antibody. Thank you, Bandai, for reprinting this in the structure deck, because I had 0. There's 2 other Sakuyamon players in our 3 Sakuyamon players in our group that are like main base, and any Sakuyamon stuff I've had in the past I've kind of just thrown at them. But when Digivolving, if this has Sakuyamon in its sources, you play out the root token in your turn once per turn. When any of your Digimon attacks, you can use a option card of 5 or less without paying the cost, and then one of your Digimon on suspense. So there's one of the games I believe that we went into Sakuyamon in main mode, then into the X antibody, because this does Digivolve for the cost of 1 on top of Sakuyamon with name without the X antibody. So it can't Digivolve over itself, but it can Digivolve for the cost of 1 on top of any of our Sakuyamons and the maiden mode. Yeah. So yeah, there was a game that we like swung with 2 checks or 3 checks with the alliance, went in the main mode, then went in the X antibody, played the rush token to swing, used an option card, unsuspend the swing for the loss of the security, then used another Digimon to swing per game. Yeah. Then our spicy attack that we took Talmon out for is bottom one, just 1 copy. We don't need to worry about the DNA because we don't run an NSO, but the whole first effect, the Digiball 3 and blanket 6000 DP. I think it was in game 2 or game 3. It was one of the Titanmon battles that we had. This came up to like board clear. At least I still think we lost that turn, but it was still fun to have. And then the one thing I did forget about was all turn effect. When other Digimon are deleted, trash the top of your opponent's security. So whenever I Digiball to do the check, we should have trashed the security and then re-swung with this. But learning experience. As I say, I'm not equipped to this deck. It's a playstyle I'm not used to. But yeah, Tamers. 3 BT19 Rikas, reveal top 3, add anything from our line, plus a plug-in option card. And then every time we use an option card, we suspend, gain a memory, gain a memory, gain a memory. I think there was at one stage all 3 of these were out in one game with one of the new Rikas. But yeah, we don't really want to see this Rika, so we're only running it as 2. We do want to see it, but if we don't see it, we don't mind. Start a main on play by placing like the Amethyst Mandela or any of the plug-in trait option cards that we are running. We gain a memory and draw a card. And then your turn effect, when one of your Digimon with Rena, QB, Tao, or Sakuya swings, we get to tap this, use an option card from underneath it without paying the cost. Same again. We're using option cards for free. Same again, security effects in both Tamers. Placing the battle area without paying. Then 2 scrambles, just for the reduced Digivolution cost and the delay effect to cycle anything back from trash if we need to. And then security effect, we get to play out any of our rookies because they have 2000 or less, and then add this card to hand. A little bit more additional searching with physical training. Reveal top 2, add a yellow card, bottom deck the rest. Delay effect, reduce Digivolution cost by 2 by trashing. Old school tech here, being offensive plug-in A. Give one of your opponent, as long as we have a tamer, we can play this without meeting the color requirements. Happy days. That's why there was a game that I did try and play this, and then I was kind of in autopilot mode, slammed it down. After trying to resolve all the effects down, I looked at the bottom of my mat and I was like, I don't have a tamer. Nope, never mind, can't do this. But yeah, security attack +1, as well as security, reveal top 3, add 1 tamer to the hand, bottom deck the rest, then add this card to hand. So that kind of helps us find our stuff. Then we're running 3 of the new plug-in H. We can play this without meeting the color requirements as long as we have a tamer. Security effect, stun an opponent's Digimon or tamer, then add this to hand. Main effect, place this, like link it into one of my Digimon, stun an opponent's Digimon or tamer, then against jamming, and then plus 2000. And then there is a link cost, which as far as I'm aware, link cost doesn't give you memory back because you're not using it, you're linking it, there's a different wording. So if you pay the 2 to link it into one of your Digimon, you're not going to get the memory back as far as I'm aware. I could be wrong. But yeah, plus 2000 in jamming, and this can link into any of your Digimon. Then full playset of Amethyst Mandela. I can't believe we got an S. Was it secret or SR option card? and Sakuyamon gets it. But yeah, we'll work our way down. If this is trash, while it's face up in security, we get to activate the main effect, the -9, or not the main effect, the security effect, the -9,000 DP one of our opponent's Digimon. All turns while it's face up in security, any of our Digimon from Renamon all the way up to Sakuyamon would leave the battle area other than by battle. We trash this from security, keeps it on board. So having barrier and this means we're never really going to lose our line. And then the main effect is draw one and place this face up at the bottom of security. But yeah, this is my quote-unquote agro yellow control Sakuyamon build. As I said, I am not a Sakuyamon player. I am not very good at yellow decks. We've learned this in the past, but because of that, the structure decks came out, and I like the build, or I like to get at least 2 decks per structure deck that comes out from like Beelzemon, Double Typhoon, Adventure, any of them, even the older decks like the only ones I kind of missed out on was ST1 and ST2. But all the other ones, I've always got like 2 or 3 of them, and built a deck with them and tried them out for fun. But yeah, this is my build. I'm happy enough to get critiques from any Sakuyamon players out there, as well as if you're not a Sakuyamon player and you're like myself and want to try something different. I hope this gives you an idea of somewhere to go with it. I'm happy enough to get any feedback from the comment section of what we could do that might improve it. But yeah, this deck list should be up on the screen, or should already be up on the screen. But yeah, this is my little deck list, and if you liked and enjoyed, then it makes me happy to know that. But until next time, guys, I will catch you all later. Just be good.